Great going, Farnese. You're a different woman, and we're appreciative of it. Hey everybody, we're moving back to California very soon, which is why we haven't done a whole bunch of recording. But we have done some reading, and I want to talk to you a little bit about that. The reading we've done is in Berserk, one of my favorite mangas of all time. Of course, I've only read two. What we've read is that portion where our heroes are heading towards Elfland. Not anywhere near there yet. In fact, they're at the old village, and the old man has brought them there. Something interesting is happening personality-wise with all of these characters. Let's begin with Farnese. The woman I said had to be renamed Farnese for all the people she burned at the stake. I had suggested, and I was incorrect, that there was no redemption for her. She had no hope. Well, in fact, for the fourth time in my life, I was wrong. And she's changing, dramatically even. She not only sees the flaws in other people who thought like her, she recognizes the flaws in herself. That's a huge step to take. And so Farnese has decided to be the caretaker of Casca at the suggestion of her friends, the fellow heroes, but she's taken to that task wholeheartedly. And she's doing a good job. And when things go awry, she is not above getting into the fray and really helping out. And she does that with Casca because they are swept away by the river, and Casca is right there beside her hero, Farnese. So, great going, Farnese. You're a different woman, and we're appreciative of it. Now, what about Guts? Let's save him for last. Let's go to Shyster Boy. Shyster Boy is having trouble with his sword. You'll recall that his sword is I call it a blood sword, but it's really a fire sword.
It's like a red glowing dagger.
Yeah, a red glowing dagger. Well, guess what? He doesn't have any faith in this red glowing dagger. And as a consequence, he can't make it work. He's trying. It's still a sharp knife, but there's no magic behind it. And as a consequence, it's just a sword too big for him. And as a result, he goes back to his fiery berries or stones or whatever it is he throws very effectively like a hobbit. But that's really the best he can do. And I can tell you that it seems to be frustrating him. He knows he's a good aim. He could be on the Dodgers, as a pitcher. He'd have to grow a little. Too short on the mound. Anyway, he's that good. But that's not as effective against trolls as a magic sword. So he has a ways to go. What about Sir Lancelot? What's his real name? Serpico? Serpico. Sir Lancelot. He uses that feather sword, that wind sword, to great efficacy. Oh my gosh, he's slicing, he's dicing. Almost like Guts. Not quite though.
I thought you were going to say like the Vegematic.
Well, it's only Guts who can wield his sword like a Vegematic and slice and dice.
Okay, that's
incredible. Nobody here knows what a Vegematic is. Who made Vegematic? Tease someone. Anyway, the trivial brain cell, it's,
firing.
A little bit scattered. Sir Lancelot has, I'm not going to say mastered, but I think he has control over his wind sword. And my goodness, he's taking care of troll after troll after troll. And does he have a ways to go? Probably. These magic swords, not that I'm an expert, these magic swords perform to the ability of the wielder of the sword to harness its true power. He's approaching it though, and that's an amazing thing. What about Guts? You will also recall that Guts said, I don't need any magic sword, forget about it. I got my own sword, it's very effective. Of all the heroes that are fighting for the village against this horde of trolls, the villagers' eyes are locked on Guts. Why? Because without any magic whatsoever, he is devastating the horde. He is making chopped liver out of them. Minced meat. The people, their jaws are agape. Look at that guy. What an amazing swordsman. He's thrashing, he's saving our whole town. The truth is he was getting a whole lot of help from Lancelot, but had Lancelot sprained an ankle, gotten sick, maybe a little nauseated from all the blood, Guts would have taken over for both of them. Now, not that I like bloodshed. I like healing wounds, not making people bleed. But this is action. This is adventure. And it is action adventure at its best. There is a wielder of magic which is Mon Chéri. Mon Chéri, the little witch. She is atop the church right now, and she has cast a protective spell on the entire village. She has called upon 4 archangels, and they have come to her aid to such a degree that she has sort of melded a little too close to them. But in the meantime, they're outdoing even Guts as far as winning over the trolls. But the town is being saved by these 4 archangels. And the river spirit is not being controlled by, but is in communication with the little witch, the little good witch. The trouble is that she has so merged that she cannot disconnect. They've sort of done their job. The waters are washing away the trolls, but she can't stop it. And who should be washed away? The beloved Casca and the somewhat likable now Farnese, her savior. They're being washed away because she cannot disconnect. But her little companion, Elvira, knows exactly what's going wrong. And it is that she didn't take her staff and tap it to keep herself mentally in the present, in the material world. And so as a consequence, she's sort of merged with that ethereal world and can't escape it. So, Ilivara, something like that. No, Elvira, let's face it. Our little friend, Elvira, if she was dressed in black, she'd look a lot like a miniature Elvira. Very curvaceous.
What do you mean by that?
She is tapping to grab hold, if you will, mentally and spiritually with her friend, Mon Chéri. And it seems to be working to bring her back, and she does, but not before Casca is swept away with Farnese. That's not good, because they've gripped a log, but that log is being transported by none other than the remaining trolls. And that's bad news. Now, Mon Chéri, we have to remember, is the apprentice to the good witch of the forest, a very, very elderly and powerful good witch. So we're not going to put her quite in the category of that great good witch of the forest, but as an apprentice of hers, she is far beyond her normal, shall we say, apprentice years in witchery. Good witchery.
She's kind of like Fern.
Yeah, not unlike at all Fern from Free Ren. Yeah. So what's going on? She is powerful. She is doing her thing so effectively that even Guts says, "Well done, boss." Now, when has Guts ever called anyone boss? Never. That's when. Never. He didn't call anyone a boss when he was just a tyke carrying a giant sword then. No. But she is very hard on herself. And Guts has to encourage her and let her know that, hey, you saved the day, honey. You did marvelously powerful magery or witchcraft or good witchcraft. Let's always define it as good witchcraft.
Magery.
Though I really don't believe in good witches and bad witches. Come on. No.
Magery.
Yeah. Magery. Anyhow, she's down on herself, but gets an encouraging word from Guts. And that's a great thing. As does our little friend Shyster Boy. Shyster Boy is in the dumps. Why is he in the dumps? Because he knows that throwing rocks and his blueberry fire bombs, whatever they are not as effective as he could be with a sword. Even a sword that he could handle, let alone a magic sword. So he is really down, and he's just chin on his chest. And as Guts walks by him, he gives him an encouraging word as well and says, "Come on, let's get going. Don't fall behind. Come on, we got work to do." Well, nothing better could be said to a guy like Shyster Boy from his hero than, "Come on, join us." And that's what he does. And they are off to rescue our heroines, Farnese and the catatonic Casca, who we know or hope will come out of that catatonic state one day and quit playing with leaves. We'll see though. Anyway, they've been taken into the lair of the trolls, which is an ethereal land somewhere outside of the material world. And it is extremely dangerous to these material people. But are they threatened? Are they afraid? No, they continue marching towards the rescue of their 2 companions, the beloved Casca and Farnese. What do they encounter? Bad news. Those trolls are abusing all of the captured women from the village. And I can tell you, none of these people will stand for this. And a battle is about to begin between our 4 heroes and Casca and these trolls abusing these women. It's a very sad state that they're in, but I'm encouraged to think our heroes are going to rescue as many of these women as possible and dispatch a few hundred more trolls, if at all possible, to their final reward. And that's it for now. I got to tell you, this was a very exciting arc that we entered, and we're getting close to exiting. We've seen the heroes begin to manifest the ability to control some of the magic. Now, Shyster Boy has a ways to go, but we sort of know he's going to get there. After all, one who has also taken him under his wing is Sir Lancelot. And I'm sure that Sir Lancelot will have some advice to give on how to get Shyster Boy to use that sword to his own great efficiency. But in the meantime, our friend, the old man who led them to the village, has given Shyster Boy a sword more to his size. And even though Shyster Boy's struggling to warm up to the old man, the truth is he has. So we have a lot of excitement to go. Can't wait to get there, but we'll close it out right now. We're heading to SoCal again, which is fine. We'll ask you to like, share, and we love reading your comments. Goodbye.